It's October 25th. In today's reading, Passion Week continues. Jesus has just a few days left before he is arrested. The brief time left in his ministry renders each of his public statements and actions of strategic importance. In the parable of the evil farmers in Mark 12, Jesus offers one of the most direct confrontations with the Pharisees seen in Scripture. In telling them that he himself is the very cornerstone that was prophesied to be rejected in Psalm 118:22-23, he's audaciously telling the Pharisees that they have aligned themselves against God's very purposes, and he's indicting them as having been written about in negative terms by the great patriarch David, Israel's greatest king. It's also one of the greatest indications offered thus far of the establishment of the new covenant that he was about to inaugurate. The story of the great feast in Matthew 22 reemphasizes this point. The Pharisees' refusal to accept what had been prepared for them marked the advent of greater blessings for the Gentiles. Through these events, Jesus was in a very real sense looking beyond the audience assembled in his presence and was speaking to future generations. Almost no one in the crowd realized what they were seeing and hearing. The disciples didn't realize what was happening. The Jewish leaders didn't realize all that they were seeing. The thousands in attendance at the Passover celebration in Jerusalem didn't realize that their actual Passover lamb would, by week's end, be offered on their behalf, not on the altar at the temple, but on a Roman cross just outside the city walls. Jesus was content to allow the thousands of people gathered in Jerusalem to wonder about the true meaning of the week's events. Only later in hindsight did the disciples finally understand the full context of these events. The week's events were carried out with the future generations in mind, the billions of people that would read of them in the years to come. These events are yet another example of God's sovereignty, how he has orchestrated things long in advance with one goal in mind: mankind's benefit. His actions are always 3 chess moves ahead of us, and they are working together for our benefit. Here's today's applications. Do you realize that Jesus has already made provision for every situation that you will ever encounter? Every hurt, every failure, every sorrow, and every victory. He's already seen, and he is equipping you right now for what you will need. If you ever internalize this truth, it will change how you view your needs and God's ability to meet them. Let this profound truth draw you closer to him today. Now here's today's prayer.